Hello, this is Dennis with the Garage Engineer, and today's adventure is we're picking up a truck. So my brother-in-law has a busted Mazda B4000, and from what I see, the 4000s in 1994 was the beginning of what they called the chicken tax, where the United States started taxing the Japanese imports. So they started building them in the United States, and since I think Mazda was not set up in the United States yet, that they contracted with Ford Ranger, or the Ford company, to use their Rangers as their B-Series trucks. So the 1994 B4000 is really a Ford Ranger. So that's a good thing and bad thing. We'll take a look. So we got the kids dropped off at the school. Come set up the trailer. Put the tire pressure in the, check the tire pressure in the trailer. I put it at 55 PSI. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. The tires are rated max at 65 PSI. So I figured I'd just go a little bit under just to see. This is going to be the first time I'm carrying a really heavy load. So we'll go from there. But we're all loaded up. Let's get in the car. So a couple weeks ago, my son and I were over at my brother-in-law's mother's house and helping cut down some bushes. And my son being in middle school, 6th grade, he offered to let him drive. Well, he's letting him drive his truck, which I thought was crazy, to carry the brush that we're cutting down to the brush pile. Then he says, I've got this old Mazda B4000 that he says the head is busted on it, and it blows out white smoke from when you turn it on till the whole time you're driving, and said, hey, you want to drive that to my son? And of course, what any 11-year-old would say is yes. But the issue is it's a manual. So this was the first time, 11 years old. I didn't get to drive until I was 15. At 11, he had the opportunity to learn how to drive a manual, which is, I guess, the benefit of living on a farm, that you can do this kind of stuff. I lived in the suburbs and we didn't have that room. But so my son got in and I sat with him in the passenger seat, and he actually did very well, especially with the fields. Had what are those hedgerows? Not hedgerows, but they're kind of bumpy when it's not flat, and so he didn't have much room to get up to speed. He could always get into first, no problem. I was trying to teach him how to get into second, but he didn't have enough room to get fast enough to change gears. He did do it once, but then he ran out of room. So he was very happy that day that he got to do all that. So I need to talk with him more about it, but he thinks that the head gasket is blown, which, doing research, that's only the symptoms, but we don't know the cause. So my project is going to be to open it up and see what is actually wrong. Hopefully it's just the gasket, and that's an easy fix, but I don't know why it overheated. So I have to figure out what else. What are the symptoms he's had with it. But just driving it from the other day, it's not that bad. The clutch is good, runs really well, the transmission's good. I think you mentioned the 4-wheel drive, something about the solenoid, so that's something else to look at. But at first I want to get it running, so that's what I hope in the next video, as I work on it, taking it apart, putting it together, and maybe you can go along with me. So we'll just keep driving along, and I'll show you more when I get there.
What? Do you have an ice pick in your pants?
That's what I'm saying. Pants are 30 to 40 pounds minimum.
I'm telling you, he needs to surgically have those buttons installed on his back like the strippers have.
Yeah, that's how he lost weight so easily. He just took his pants off.
So tell me about this.
Here's the truck loaded up on the trailer. We were running short on time, so I didn't have enough time to videotape, but I wanted to show it loaded up on the trailer. And now, after I drove about 20 minutes, I stopped at a gas station. I wanted to check the straps, make sure they were all tight. I checked the hubs to make sure that they are not warm and they're cool. That means I've got to check the grease in them. That was probably another project for another day. And here I'm checking the back straps and the hubs on the passenger side and the last strap. Everything looked good. Okay, we made it back at the shop safely, thank goodness. We're going to start unloading it now, and then I'll give an overview. The camera battery died as I was filming the part where we were taking the truck off the trailer, so this is the only part that I have to show for the unloading. I will do better next time. Here's where she lies, in front of the workshop. Probably doing a lot of videos when we're fixing her up here. So she's in her final resting place. Well, hopefully not final resting place, but resting place until we can get into her. Thanks for joining me on this great adventure at theGarageEngineer.com. I hope in the next video we're going to be doing a compression test on the cylinders, and I'll get to show you the lovely shade of milkshake that the oil is in. And if you're new to the channel, please click the subscribe button down below, and I appreciate you coming along on the ride with me. Have a great one.